Good morning, everybody. Let's have a look at Ethereum as the market seems to be pulling back once again. So it's not too much of a big deal as it stands this moment. And what I mean by that is we're sitting on 21 exponential. So we seem to have had decent responses the last times we've hit it. 1, 2, 3, and obviously because it's a moving average and it is still trending up, each one of these lows does still count as a higher low. But it don't look good. So let's have a look at the shorter term time frames. We got any evidence for any turnaround? No, we don't really. There's no bullish divergence. We're just curling over here on the 4 hourly. So the next thing you'll be looking for is if you do lose this 21, the next step is the 200 exponential and simple on the 4 hourly. That comes in roughly around 4,173-ish kind of area. We've also got the big drop down here, which could take you back down below 4,000, maybe even 4,300, but certainly 4,800 or 900 on the weekly. Look, it's tough. It's Friday as well, but there's nothing else we can do about it really. That's the direction of price action. Same thing for Bitcoin really. Bitcoin looking to move towards 108. Centre of a Bollinger Band range, basically. That's your weekly. It's a decent, strong support, but nothing over here on the daily. So if that gets lost on the weekly, we're basically talking 104, maybe even down to 101. There's nothing we can do to stop it. That is it. There is no more divergence as yet. There probably will be a really big divergence read on this 4 hourly, to be honest. So I'll be looking for Bitcoin to get that support on their first support that we're talking about. So around 108, divergence on the 4 hourly should be able to get a bounce, possible reversal from there. But I don't know. There's no crystal ball over here. You know that, right? But just in keeping with the trend, though, it is still an uptrend. It's not over yet. In fact, the lower you go to this area, the more opportunity there is to take positions to see the V shape out of this. But there is no crystal ball, but there is still an uptrend. So there is that going for us. Okay, and there's nothing else I can say about it. The S&P 500 still trending up, surprisingly, creeping back up as I suppose as it's designed to do. Why wouldn't it? Looking over here on the daily, lots of bearish divergence. To be fair, so there's evidence that it will pull back at some point very soon. Same thing was going on the 4 hourly, but it did break through on that one. But still, bearish divergence just didn't lead to anything. So it's not always perfect, is it? The Dixie then finally, and then we'll leave it there. The Dixie is rejecting, as expected, from a centre of a Bollinger Band. So it's doing what we believe, we being me, just me on my own, what I believe the Bitcoin chart is about to do. It's the inverse of a Bitcoin chart. So this, on a weekly, moved into a 20 and a 21, rejected from the centre range. Bitcoin moving down to the 20 and the 21, looking to get support on the centre range, and this should get rejected, that should get supported. We still do have a generally very important, super long-term mega support that we're sort of floating above at the moment. It could break, it might not, who knows? Trend lines break all the time. But this one is a 14-year multi-cycle trend line, so less likely to break. But if it were to break, oh God, we're going to get rich. But is it likely to break? Well, you know what I always say, like if there's a model that fits, just go with the model that fits. It's a simple rule of thumb. If it starts to look like it's breaking and then, then it breaks, then fine. You can capitalize on that. But until it does, might as well stick to the model that fits. So I would be expecting a bounce and a bottom, to be honest. But we don't have any bull div on the weekly, so there doesn't seem to be any long-term turnaround set up here. So it might be that we do break. I think there's probably more evidence for it breaking this time than ever before. But still, until it breaks, the model fits. Right, I'll leave it with you there. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a nice day. Take it easy.